Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Auroville News Podcast. It is the 22nd September, and in today's episode, we'll be discussing several key developments, including proposed land exchanges by the Office of the Secretary, troubling housing service actions, and more. First up, let's talk about land exchanges. The Office of the Secretary is considering exchanging 22 acres of forested land in the Four Comers and Ravenna communities for land in Auroville city centre. This could have devastating ecological impacts. Four Comers contains some of the oldest and most biodiverse forests in Auroville. It was named by the mother herself and settled by Auroville's first residents. The lush canopy provides a green lung for the nearby city of Pondicherry and is home to diverse wildlife. Ravenna also contains mature forests, thanks to half a century of reforestation work. Fragmenting these forests by removing plots from their heart could be ecologically disastrous. These lands hold deep historical and spiritual significance for Auroville's ideals. Exchanging them would be a tragic loss. There have been positive legal developments regarding Auroville's governance crisis, but uncertainty still looms. In early September, the Madras High Court reinforced that the Office of the Secretary and the Governing Board cannot restrain the Residents' Assembly as a statutory body from fulfilling its duties under the Auroville Foundation Act. This confirms the Residents' Assembly's right to make decisions for the community. However, the court cases are far from resolved. The next hearing in the High Court is scheduled next week on Wednesday, 27th September, and in the NGT, we are listed for the 6th of October. In other news, the Housing Service, taken over last year by appointees of the Office of the Secretary, is causing distress through its actions. Recently, in two troubling incidents, Housing Service members broke locks to enter the homes of recently deceased residents to take pictures without properly informing their families and leaving the premises and their contents unsecured. Others have had home offers suddenly rescinded and fear losing access to their belongings. This sparks concerns over the Housing Service's accountability and way of functioning. Other uncertain situations are unfolding. Solitude Farm was recently embroiled in a land issue, and the Office of the Secretary allegedly informed concerned villagers that the stewards were occupying the land without permission. This is untrue. Solitude Farm exists since 1996 and is properly registered under the Auroville Foundation. In the recently accessed 62nd meeting minutes, the governing board delegated its function of general superintendents to an organization and governance committee whose functioning is not publicly known, raising concerns on the group's transparency and intentions. With summer monsoon rains, the new concrete-based road and its muddy bypasses are prone to accidents. Drive carefully. The fate of Auroville hangs in the balance as these issues and many others remain unresolved. Why should you care? Because the future of this 55-year-old experiment in human unity hangs in the balance. Auroville was founded on principles of goodwill, peace, and unity in diversity. Its success impacts not just its 3,000-plus residents, but the world at large. Stay tuned to our podcast and to the Voice of Auroville Journal to understand what is happening. Send in your thoughts and questions to media@auroville.services and stay tuned for the next update. Thanks for listening to the 4th episode of our Auroville News Podcast, and don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, stay engaged.